Hi, and welcome to this episode of the DC Live podcast. I'm Nathan.
I'm Georgie, and today we're going to chat with someone about something in the life of our church. Well, hello, and today we are joined by Vanessa White, who is on staff at Disciples Church. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Ness.
It's great to have you. And first of all, do you want to tell everyone your role at Disciples?
Well, I'm the Children's Ministry Director, which covers DC Kids on Sunday mornings and playgroup.
And basically almost half of the congregation.
Yes, we do have lots of small children. So, yeah, it's primary school age and down.
Excellent.
To 1-year-olds.
So there's a lot of kids in there. And today we've got you here to talk about what the children's ministry at Disciples Church looks like when we're not at Disciples Church. So in the middle of the COVID-19 disaster, things are looking pretty different. But we've still got you on staff, we've still got you on board, and you've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes for us. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what that has been?
Yeah, so we can't meet on Sundays in the back room anymore.
Very sad.
The multiple children and all of my team. So we've outsourced now. It's the parents that are...
The parents. Step up,
Homeschooling.
parents.
Yes, home Sunday schooling.
Which is like never happened before,
No.
really, for any of us.
I can't think of another
No.
situation that has been like this.
No. Yeah.
Brand new. Lucky for you too. So
Yeah. So we still really value the importance of teaching our kids the gospel, and we don't want to drop that
No.
just because we can't meet together. So we are providing some material for the kids on our website alongside the service
Tab
content
thingy.
yeah.
that you can do on Sundays at home, which includes usually a video about the story that we're doing and some questions that the kids can answer, some prayer points, and how it relates back to Jesus. So where the gospel is in the story. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's been great, and it's a resource that we've already used with our kids. Obviously, there's a huge age range of children you're trying to teach, or we're trying to teach at home with the resources that you're providing. So I love especially that you've got a range of activities to do. The video at the beginning as well, it's really simple. So, you know, the littlies are really understanding it and getting it, but it's still good for the big kids too.
Yeah, we introduced the videos last year when we started our preschool group, and so I think we've been doing that for a year, and I think it's been great preparation for this such a time as this. They respond so well to, and there's so many good videos to start with out there. There's so many resources that we can access and that teach the content that we need in a simple but so entertaining and memorable for the kids way. It's been really great for me personally to just go through each week and try and find that content. There's my eyes have been open to some really just really good resources that are available. So if it interests you, definitely dive deeper and have a look yourself. It's all available on Google and YouTube.
That's good.
But, yeah, we've started the Old Testament this year. We've just recently, actually, we're only coming up to week 5 of doing the Old Testament, and so we're still right in Genesis. And, we've been able to do colouring pages and crosswords and
Word scrambles.
yes, mazes and finder words, and I think that that I realised over the time, because most of the time on a regular Sunday I would be working with those preschool kids, but I have kids of my own that are in the higher grades, and I realised early on that they would love the video content as well. So I think that the questions have allowed us to sort of, you can ask the more simple ones to the younger kids and the more complex ones to your older kids, and essentially they're very good at taking it to the level that they need.
That's good. It's very accessible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
it's
love
good.
it.
Yeah. So on a Sunday, the last two we've had so far, the last few with COVID-19 in isolation, we've really enjoyed starting as a family with all the service content. So we're trying to make it look very similar to church, very familiar, very again accessible to our kids. So we do the songs, we do the announcements, and the ministry spot. And then just before we head into the sermon, we throw on the video and then set the kids up with their activities and have a quick chat about the day's lesson. So that's what we do.
That's great.
What else? What other advice do you have for parents on a Sunday?
Yeah, we've actually taken to doing DC Kids over breakfast.
Oh,
Yeah, so
can't
Just
do that
add
in the church
bacon.
building.
that's right. We make a special breakfast and the kids wait for us. Usually our kids are up super early and made their own cereal. But on Sundays we've had bacon and eggs or French toast and made it special and sat outside and watched the video over breakfast just on our iPad outside and then answered the questions and prayed. And, that's been a really, really nice Sunday family time, a great way to start worshipping God together as a family. And then we go inside and do our rest of the service content with the songs and the readings and ministry spots.
Oh, that's
What a
good.
shame that we can't visit you during this time, because that breakfast sounds amazing.
Look, Mr. Andy does pretty good breakfast.
He does.
And does he still make his flat whites?
He certainly does.
Amazing. Plug for the flat whites, they are amazing. And one of the ways that, even though we're not meeting together, so we can still be sharing, what kids have done, on a Sunday with others in their MCG, and they can also send you an email.
Yes,
as well.
on the bottom of the lesson
handouts.
plan kind of part of the PDF that is on the website, there's my email address. And if you kids send in a picture of you of what you've done, your work, or a video even of you answering questions or meeting together as a family, I will definitely respond. And
That's great.
I'd love to see it. But we've also, with our MCG, in our discussion times that we have after when we meet on Zoom, we are sharing, the kids are sharing what they've learnt or the activities that they've done, and they'll hold up their colouring sheet to the
that's
camera for the other kids to have a look
wonderful.
at, or we've been asking them what they've learned or what their favourite part of the story was. And that's been really great for them to interact too, because, they're a part of our communities.
Yeah, and it's easy for us to remember to maintain those relational connections, but for our children as well, that's really important that they get to talk to each other and other people from their community, whether it be through a video or a text or just a little message. So it's good for that reason as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the young kids, they don't really know what's going on. So we just, we just try and do what we can during this season and hopefully make it as normal as possible.
And I think just more than just making it through, I think that we have to look at the real positives of the opportunities that we have, of the extra time that we have with our kids, and the opportunity for us to be doing this content with our kids is valuable.
Yeah. And so parents, you can do it. You can do it.
Yes.
The stuff's there. But Sundays is only part of the children's ministry and ministry to our kids. because you don't kind of just stop ministering to your kids, during on the Sunday. There's so much more to be teaching them about life and about faith and God and all that sort of thing. So through the week, what can and should the parents be doing to help reinforce, what we're trying to teach them about the gospel?
Yeah, so we are using the Gospel Storybook Bible curriculum, and that's really great. That's where I take all of the content and the questions, things for the Sunday DC Kids stuff.
Yep.
But it also comes with a family devotion book. There's one for the Old Testament and one for the New Testament. And we're in the Old Testament, which is the devotional book called The Long Story Short. And that has 5 devotions each week, made for you to do Monday through Friday as a family. And it really dives deeper into the story that we're looking at for the particular week. It's really great. We've been doing it now for quite a few years, and we usually do it just before bed. After dinner, as everyone congregates in the one bedroom, and we do the devotions right before we pray and go to sleep. And the kids really look forward to it. They really enjoy it. It is not perfect. I want to burst any bubbles of expectation there. I was really encouraged when I remember Matt Chandler saying about how his typical family devotions went, and when it was, disciplining children for not listening or not obeying, like, it made me feel good that that is normal. And I think that if you hold out for perfectly obedient and responsive children, that you will never do it.
No.
Because it really is unrealistic. But it's amazing how much they pick up on. We have done it, with primary school age kids and younger siblings. Like Elise, being the youngest of the 4, has been doing it since she was born practically. And and it's lovely to see her go from just, being a passive participant to now really listening and being able to answer the questions and getting knowledge for herself.
And the great thing is, like you said before, we've only just recently started The Long Story Short.
Yes.
So if you don't have it yet at home, this is a great time to go and get it. Obviously, don't go to the shops and get it, but you can order it online. Kurong or another good bookstore.
Yeah.
They're likely to have it. So jump online and get that for your kids or for your family, because it's going to be such a great resource.
And I think particularly at this time when... it's just such an easy way to really invest in your kids' understanding of the gospel. And that's really important at a time like this. And we are home. Then all things that are taking us away from family, we can't go and do at the moment. So we have extra time where we're being forced to be home, and family devotion is a great way to
and I
be
love
using our time.
the more we talk about the circumstances that we're in at the moment with our friends, Christian and non-Christian, the theme that keeps coming up is that we're so grateful for time together as a family. Yes, it's busier. There's a bit of anxiety and stress going on at the moment, but one of the good things is that we're just home together as a unit. And why not, as Christians, take advantage of that to be discipling our children really well? And if that's something that's been difficult, start new rhythms while you can, that can continue when life does go back to normal.
Yeah, and in times of stress and worry, the answer is Jesus. So
For us and our kids.
Yeah, and look, you'll get stuff out of the family devotions as much as the kids. I think seeing things through your kids' view is just precious, and 2, it makes you think about things that you wouldn't usually do. It is a simple Bible study that is helpful for you as well.
Yeah, that's good. So I guess a good reminder for us all then, DC Kids is still going. Like it's not finished. It just looks a bit different. You have new teachers at the moment,
Yes.
one in every household. It's amazing. Your task force just increased.
Yeah, when this thing's over, I'm going to be recruiting all these new people.
Doing it. So thank you so much for the work that you've been putting in, the preparation and the planning, for the resources. I'm so grateful that it's been beneficial to you as well to be doing that, but also as parents, the great things that we can be learning, the new routines and rhythms that we can be putting into our own families and households, and ultimately that discipleship needs to start in the home, and you're really helping with that. So thank you, and a huge encouragement to parents, to all of us.
Yeah, and look, if anyone has any questions or anything about how they could be doing it, or just queries about it, feel free to contact me. But I just want to say you can do it. I think some people are a bit scared when it's not something that they have done before, or something that's usually handled by other people. But like, sharing Bible stories with your kids is beautiful, and God will give you the opportunities and the words to say, and we're just giving you our platform to
That's great.
to do that.
So thank you.
Now, so there are other things that you and Andy use to help point your kids towards God. Like, is it songs, books, other people? What's some of your family rhythms that just help layer in the God factor?
Yeah. We use lots of things. My kids love books, and we're living in a great era of books for kids. My top tip would be to go to the Reformers bookshop website, and they have this pack that is called the Best Grandparents Ever pack. And it's just a collection of a whole lot of really good, really solid teaching series children's books. And I think that it's a great list of books and a great place to start. So, yeah. And coming up to Easter, we always use Easter as an opportunity to invest in Christian resources for our kids.
Yep.
That's when we specifically try to pick out a Christian book or a Bible or video or DVD to point them to Christ. So
That's good.
Yeah. And yes, they love music. Another plug, Seeds Family Worship is a one we use quite often in DC Kids. It is a straight scripture to song, and it has quite nice tunes that are not too frustrating for parents. But they're doing at the moment what is Texas time, their Sunday night live stream, but it comes to Australia at 9 a.m. on Monday mornings on their Facebook page. And we tuned into that for the first time this week, and the kids really love that as well. And I think that weaving it into every part of our lives is important. It's as you go, and as you wake up and you walk and in the car. We are blessed with having quite a significant commute to most events, and that's a really great time for our family to redeem our commute and pray in the car, or listen to good audiobooks, or just talk.
Yep. I see that Colin Buchanan has on his Facebook page some stuff happening during the COVID-19 season, and partnered through the Gospel Coalition Australia. So there's some good resources there. It's
really a great time for things like that. People are really, especially Christian organisations, are really being generous with their time and resources, and when you look for it, there's a lot of good content.
Yep.
So go look for it.
Yeah.
And do you use the Right Now Media stuff as well?
I definitely do.
Yeah.
My
Had a look
kids
at that.
have really loved doing the Phil Visser Bible studies.
Yeah.
So he has 4 or 5 of those, I think, now that are specific books. So he just like goes through the whole of 1 John with some really fun characters, an elephant and a turtle and a hermit crab. And they sometimes sing funny songs or but have a really good method of teaching your kids how to do Bible study. We usually choose one of those each school holidays, and the kids work through one of them together. They love being able to watch a video anytime they can have some screen time and read the Bible at their level.
That's good.
And have siblings reading to siblings, which is an amazing stage of life.
We're almost there.
That's great. And to close, what's your favourite Bible story for kids?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
There's just so many of them.
Yeah. I'm going to have to think for a second.
Yeah, you can have a top 3.
I think that one of the good things about the Gospel Storybook curriculum is that it does tell the in-between stories that a lot of children's Bibles leave out.
Yeah.
And the kids really enjoyed the story about how Paul preaches on and on and on and on all day until the man falls out of the window. And I think that things like
Eutychus.
that...
They put Greg's sermons into perspective.
Yes. I think that when there's a little bit of that window into humour, that the kids really latch onto that and love that. My favourite story is Esther.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually done that with the kids,
yeah.
like specifically yet. We'll come into that. But I think Esther is just a story of mind-boggling coincidences that are just so evident of God weaving through life. But
Yep.
that's really great.
No, that's good. Well, parents, the ball's in your court fair and square during the COVID-19 season, and you can do it. We want to encourage you. Reach out to Ness, reach out to your MCG leaders. We'll help you through it with whatever you need until we go back to all meeting together one day.
Yes,
Which
won't
will
that
happen.
be strange?
It'll be strange, but I think it'll be really nice. You know, if you're just giving people hugs all day.
But
and-
what a foundation too.
Yeah.
I can just see that in a few
Yeah.
months' time, when we're meeting back together, you'll know exactly where your child's up to in the Old Testament and what stories they're up to, and you can be a part of it more than ever.
Yeah. So don't waste the opportunity, people. Well, thanks for joining us, Ness.
Thanks.
And we'll see you on the other side.
If you'd like more information about what's going on at Disciples Church, check out our website.
Or email us at podcast@disciples.org.au if you have any questions or feedback. Thanks for listening in, and we'll see you next week.